Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and I've got a deck that I unfortunately again have to go digital on, but it's very fun, and I felt no reason why not. So I'd like to go over Megaliths with you guys today. So I built a 40 card main with a 15 card extra, no side, using a couple traps, some spells, mostly monsters. And I think you guys are going to enjoy why here in a second. So if we go over to the deck list, again, this is actually really helpful because it's going to keep the ratios on screen for you a little bit longer, just in case like you might be doing this with pad and pen and just kind of jotting down some notes. So the first card we're going to use is going to be Ash Blossom. We're going to maximize that at 3. We are going to use 3 copies of the Drytron Meteor Shower. Good card for ritual decks. I do have 2 copies of Extra Foolish Burial in here. I'm going to be using 1 copy of Incantation Candle, 3 copies of Chalice Slime, 1 copy of the Incantation Inception Ritual Spell, 1 Incantation Talismandra, 3 copies of my Infinite Impermanence, 3 copies Manju of the 10,000 Hands, and some cards that didn't quite make it. So I didn't notice that these got damaged the other day, and I probably could have saved these ones, but these were pretty bad by the time I made it to them. So I do run a single Eritron, a single Bethor, 1 copy of their trap card Emergence, 3 copies Haggith, 1 copy Auk, 3 copies Ophiel, 2 copies Phalig, 2 copies Fool, 1 copy of their field spell Megalith Portal, 2 copies Quick Play Megalith Unformed, and 3 copies Preparation of Rites. And I think you guys will see why here in a second. Let's go over to our extra deck. This is actually really basic, but it just works very well. We do run the single... Yeah, just about everything's single. I'll only say the ones that aren't single. So we got Abyss Dweller. We have Boral Sword Dragon. Since it's so based on ritual, Cross Sheep made its way in here. Based on the rock typing, we got Daigusto Emerald in here. We're going to run the Elder Entity Intis, 1 copy Geonator Transverser, 2 copies Herald of the Arclight, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 each of Cerberus Phoenix and Unicorn, 2 copies Nethys the Sacred Flame, and rounded out to 15 with a copy of number 41 Baguska, the terribly tired tapir. And they had no business making that one a tongue twister, my friends. So again, pretty basic. A little bit confusing when you look at these guys because there's not a whole lot of ritual spells going on. But that comes from their ability to use themselves to generate each other. So very cool deck mechanic. Just real quick, if you guys just came by to get the deck list off me today, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for always showing up. If you're new, I hope that you keep looking around the channel. If you're a veteran here, thanks for coming back. It means a whole lot. If this has helped you, and you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing to the channel today. Let your friends know about it. It's a great way to spread the word. And again, if you were just here for the deck list, you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys on the next video. For everybody else, let's go over some of these card effects. And we're going to kind of breeze past some of the ones that are understood at this point. So we're not going to talk about Ash Blossom, but let's talk about the Drytron Meteor Shower. So this is a good counter trap. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, while you control a ritual monster, negate the summon, and if you do, shuffle the target back into the deck, activating only 1 of these per turn. But holy crap. So again, with Pendulum sort of coming back and sort of still being relevant, and Double Iris Magician, I believe, being the one that came back from the ban list, allowing a lot of the Pendulum Magicians, even with Electromite out right now, coming back. This has some great applications. Again, if there's some rogue deck like Dark World popping up, where they get some multiple summons, or Fableds can do multiple summons, or insert X deck here that you like, you get to just wipe the board, wipe the field, man. And again, we did maximize this at 3 because we want to see it a lot. We are using 2 copies Extra Foolish Burial. So for the simple cost of only half your life, Send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, activating only one of these per turn. And you can't set spell traps during the turn you activate this. So it doesn't say that you can't activate, it just says that you can't set. So there's a reason why we ran so few traps and why there was no real quick play. Well, there's some quick plays. But you basically want to do this once you're already set up. This isn't something that you want to do in the meantime. And the good plays here are going to be Herald of the Arclight and Elder Entity Intis. Great targets for this. We are running single Candle because if we reveal a ritual spell from our hand, we can special summon it. Special summon both this from our hand and one incantation from the deck, except save name. If this is special summoned from the deck, you get to add a ritual spell from your deck to the hand, using only one effect per turn and only one set turn. And you can't summon monsters from your extra deck while this is face up. That's a very big deal. I do remember I used these guys in a deck engine a while back and totally messed that up. And see, I learned. And again, that's going to pair off with our Talismandra, which allows us to reveal a ritual monster from our hand, special summon both this and the other from the deck. And then if this is the one special from the deck, add a ritual monster from the deck to the hand. I might actually change out the first one and go with the one that'll add the ritual monster from the graveyard on being revealed, as it might actually be a better play. But we do have Inception, which is searchable. Again, I ran them both at once just because they're good, they're not great. We do have the Chalice Slime. You can ritual summon this using Inception. You can reveal this card from your hand, discard one card, and if you do, special summon an incantation from the deck. So again, this is another good way to, we could get the Inception spell just by revealing this card and dropping one other. And we can board all three of our characters if we wanted to, and that'd be fine. And if you do special summon one, also during the end phase, lose exactly 2,500 life points if you did not special summon a ritual monster this turn after you resolve this effect. It does not need to be this one. You can send one incantation card from your hand or field to destroy, or face up on the field to the graveyard, then target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. That is the on-field effect. You can only use one Chalice Slime effect per turn and only once that turn. So again, a little picky, better as a tutor, and again, as material. So then you do have your Inception. This could be used to ritual summon any ritual monster, and again, even though the Megaliths don't actually require it, this is a way to do it. You can use this. You must also attribute incantations from your hand or field whose levels equal or exceed the level of the monster you are attempting to summon. Again, this is why we've got 3 of the ritual monster. If this card is in the graveyard, you could send an incantation from your hand or side of the field except Inception. Special summon one incantation from your deck. Then add this card from the graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. And again, so it's kind of reusable. It gives you some play without really over-centralizing your build. Next up, I do think we can skip Impermanence and Manju. Again, Impermanence, great. Kind of like Effect Veiler. Again, we got a turn 0 interaction with the opponent where we can do things before we've even drawn our first card, even though it is a trap card. Got more negation when it's on the field, being able to zero out or lock out the effect of the spell trap in the same column as it. Manju on summon, I believe it's just summon, normal or flip. Add either a ritual spell or monster from your deck to your hand. Perfect. Let's get into the meat of this. This is what's going to take the time. So Megalith Aeritron is an 8-star. 2k by 3k. You can ritual summon this with a Megalith card. During the main phase, quick effect, you can discard this card to ritual summon one Megalith ritual monster from your hand by attributing monsters from the hand or field whose levels equal or exceed the level. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card that you control, quick effect, you can place one ritual monster from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy it. Each effect is hard once per turn. So again, I think you guys are seeing just how they are using themselves as ritual spells and then also balancing themselves out with some more monster effects. You could up Aeratron if you like. I enjoyed it at 1. Bethor is another 8 stars, so like a little more difficult to play. 15 by 26. You can ritual summon this with a Megalith card. You can discard this card, ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from the hand and field. Again, equal or exceed level. If this is ritual summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters with different names already in your graveyard. Destroy them using each effect once per turn. So again, Bethor is really cool in the fact that he's going to get just a lot of destruction off. So that's cool. Trap card Emergence. It's continuous trap. You can target 1 Megalith in your graveyard, special summon it in defense, but place it at the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Even as this card leaves the field, you can use this effect once per turn. So I got to assume that every turn we get to bring back another one that was properly ritual summoned, as is rules with ritual monsters. But this is actually very cool. It basically allows you to play any card twice once you've already gone through the rigors of actually playing on them properly. So good trap. Again, this would clog up too much with too many more copies. You could maybe mess with that one. I'd probably leave that one alone. We do have Haggith at 3. It's a 4-star, 13 by 26, great defensive. You can ritual summon this with a Megalith. If this is ritual summoned, you can add 1 Megalith spell trap from the deck to the hand. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from the hand and field, including this card on the field, whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the monster, using this effect only once per turn. So again, once this one is on the field, it will also be the catalyst as well as partial tribute. And if you are going to another 4, it's the whole tribute, at which point we can use Emergence, bring it back, do it again. Have some fun with it. Okay, so that was Haggith. 1 copy Auk. You guys might disagree with this. Ritual summon this using Megalith. If ritual summoned, draw 1, drop 1. Very good effect. Not usually found in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's like a Magic the Gathering thing. During the main phase, as a quick effect, you can activate this card. Ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand by tributing, again, from the field using this card as well. Equal or exceed using this effect once per turn. I don't know. You might value that more. I just didn't. Again, feel free to manipulate the 4 stars however you guys like. We do have Ophiel, 16 by 25. 4 stars again. Same thing. Ritual it with a Megalith if it is ritual summoned. This one allows you to add a Megalith monster from your deck to the hand except Ophiel. Again, we had to maximize this because this gives us the most play interaction with our deck. During the main phase, you can activate this effect. Same thing as the other guys. You can ritual summon a ritual monster by tributing monsters from your hand and field, including this, to equal or exceed the levels, using this effect only once per turn. So very cool again. The other 8-star is Phalig. We went 2 on this because this one's kind of got a nice power-up bonus. You can ritual summon this with any Megalith. You can discard this card, ritual summon a Megalith ritual monster from the hand by tributing monsters from your hand and field to equal or exceed the level. Use this effect only once per turn. Standard effect, monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for every ritual monster in your graveyard, and it doesn't say with different names. So if you got 2 different names, because you ran through your 4 stars real quick, that's still 6 cards, which equals 1,800 bonus on everything. So again, kind of went with this, little more of a combat variant, very cool card. And then there's the last one. I think this one's the newest, actually, the 2-star Fool, 5 by 2K. You can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. If this is ritual summoned, you can target 1 ritual monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the level of that target. Then add that target to your hand. During the main phase, you can activate this effect. Ritual summon a Megalith from the hand or deck by tributing monsters from your hand and field equal to the levels or exceeding the level of the ritual monster you're attempting to play. Use each effect only once per turn. Yes, I'm only playing 2. It does throw off the levels a little bit, but you can add an 8-star back to your hand, make it an 8-star, and then play an 8-star from either the one that you literally just grabbed or one that you didn't have in your hand and go into anybody. And if this this might help clear up why some of them weren't run in higher numbers like Aeritron. It's because of that. Let's do the field spell real quick. The first time each ritual summon monster would be destroyed by battle every turn. It is not. And if a Megalith is special summoned except during the damage step, you can target a ritual monster in the graveyard and add it to your hand. You can use this effect once per turn. So, once a turn every turn, we can discard somebody to activate the ritual and then actually net the card back. Now, I don't think the timing is going to allow us to then use it as the star level, but maybe. I'm not sure. You guys let me know in the comment section. I know that you guys have played this a little more. This one was really, I just built this, and before I got to play test, the cards got wrecked, so I didn't really get a whole lot on it. I'm just going based off logic, so I do apologize if this one's not as good. 2 copies of Unformed. Activate one of the effects. All monsters your opponent control lose 500 for every ritual on the field until the end of the turn. Or ritual summon 1 Megalith ritual monster from your deck in defense by attributing monsters from hand and field equal to twice its star level. So again, if we played Fool, we got him being an 8, we get another 8 in the hand that we just netted back, and then we can do ritual summon from the deck. It's a different way of doing it. You can honestly take these out, but because it's quick play, you should be able to do this during the opponent's turn, and that's kind of funny, especially depending on who you play. And then Prep of Rites. Add a level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can add a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. This could allow you to get back your Inception. But what the important part here is actually this comma. This comma here states that that's a separation of the first from the first effect. So we can grab any of our 4s or the 2. And if I'm not too mistaken, we can grab Chalice Slime as well because he's also a 7-star. So this really acts as like the base tutor spell for the entire build. Over to the extra deck, we're going to go over a couple of them. Abyss Dweller's there for the graveyard. Boral Sword's there to push over cards. Cross Sheep is mostly here for the ritual effect. So when if a monster is special summoned to a zone, this points to apply effects in sequence based on the card types played. We're dealing with rituals. Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. We'll get that effect once per turn. No big deal. It's just a good tack as one. Daigusto Emerald sort of fit the theme as rocks. Once per turn, detach material from this and then activate one of the following. Target 3 monsters in the graveyard, shuffle back into the deck, draw 1. Or you can target a non-effect, which isn't going to happen, and then you can special summon it. We're here for the recycling. It's like a miniature Pot of Avarice, but anytime you would shuffle something back into the extra deck, it just gets placed. So we can also replay some of our extra deck cards. Intis, like I said, is just here as a toss material. So again, you go here, once per turn, you can special summon. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Doesn't matter where that's from, but we can go ahead and pitch that. Like I said, get a little field control while using that extra Foolish Burial over there. We do have the Geonator Transverser, 2 effect monsters to make it. As you can tell, it's got the bottom left and top right angled arrows. This linked card and monsters it points to cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. If this card points to 2 cards, you can switch control of those monsters, activating this effect only once per turn. It's just a sneak attack. It's literally a way to toss a weak monster to the opponent's side. And if we do it using one of the 2 incantation monsters I put in here, well, you guys get to literally lock them out of their extra deck because they can't special summon from it because they control it now. So it was just something I wanted to do, throw it in there. It was a cool rock. You do have the Arc Lights. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a ritual monster or spell from deck to hand. Again, kind of a costly way to do this effect. But again, extra Foolish Burial works there as well. We do have the IP Masquerena, which allows us to mess with the opponent on their turn, which allows us to use the Nightmare package effectively. Baguska is here as more of a stall should things go wrong. And let's talk about my favorite piece of tech for this is the Nethys of the Sacred Flame. So 2+ monsters, including a ritual. And again, we're playing a whole ritual build, so That's awesome. While this card is in the extra monster zone, monsters your opponent controls cannot target Nethys monsters in the main zones for attacks. This gains effects based on the number of ritual monsters used for its link summon. So really what we just said is, if we were playing Nethys, it acts as a barrier. We're not. We're just playing this as a cool boss because it's a very throwaway type deck. And I don't really see it doing a whole heck of a lot without maybe spending a whole lot of money on... I can't even remember the name of them. Anyway, if you use at least one, this card can't be killed in battle. If you use at least two, not only can it not be killed by battle, it can't be killed by card effects, and gains 1200 attack, making itself 3600. And if you use 3 different ritual monsters, or 3 of the same, whatever, neither player can target this card with card effects, and it gains another 24. So if we do manage to get 3 ritual monsters, and we can, especially with Emergence, if we do that, and we go into this, it can't be killed by battle, card effects, cannot be targeted with card effects, and gains, well, doubles its attack power to 4,800. So I wanted to build this deck because I thought that was just pretty cool. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. One more time, I'm just sort of going to slowly scroll through here in case anybody still needed to get some ratios. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'm nearing the end of the decks that I'd already built that need to be done digitally because that's card damage. And we'll be back to using nothing but real cards here pretty soon. I'm thinking beginning of August, and considering I tape a lot of these at a time, it'll feel even sooner. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. But again, yeah, just do me one favor, guys. Have a lovely day. Have a great day. Go out, do something fun, and we'll see you guys with the next video. Later.